It's April 2026 in India, and the summer heat has already arrived with punishing intensity. Nationwide, reservoir water levels have already plummeted to just 45% of their total capacity. This early drought is a warning sign of a much larger disruption. This gauge shows the current forecasting models, which indicate a 61% probability of a massive climate anomaly fully developing by the middle of the year. To see where this threat is actually forming, we have to look thousands of miles away, high above the Pacific Ocean, where heavy, high-altitude atmospheric wind streams are currently losing their grip. This incoming disruption is called El Niño. The term translates to the little boy in Spanish, a name originally coined by South American fishermen who would notice unusually warm ocean currents arriving off their coasts right around December. Surviving the upcoming summer in India requires exactly how a single shift in these distant Pacific waters can completely dismantle an entire subcontinent's weather system. This map of the Pacific Ocean shows how this meteorological baseline normally operates. Under typical conditions, strong trade winds blow steadily from the Americas toward Asia. This constant breeze acts like a sweeping broom, pushing a massive layer of warm surface water westward toward Asia, while deep, cold, nutrient-rich water rises up near South America. During an El Niño phase, that entire engine stalls out. The trade winds lose their strength or even reverse direction entirely. Without that steady westward push, all that accumulated warm water naturally sloshes back across the vast Pacific toward the Americas. This massive migration of ocean heat pulls global weather patterns right along with it. Instead of dropping moisture over India and Southeast Asia, the system shifts, drawing heavy rain clouds westward and leaving the skies over the Indian landmass completely dry. This oceanic heat transfer acts as a massive atmospheric vacuum, shutting off India's primary moisture tap right before its critical season begins. The immediate casualty is the southwest monsoon. From June to September, this system usually delivers the heavy rainfall that sustains the country's entire agricultural calendar. Under the current El Niño projections, this year's monsoon precipitation could drop to somewhere between 92 and 94% of its normal historical average. That sudden loss of rain immediately translates to a severe soil moisture deficit. For farmers heavily dependent on water-intensive summer Kharif crops like rice, pulses, and cotton, just a few dry weeks can stunt an entire seasonal harvest. When harvests shrink, the shock hits the economy instantly. Diminished crop yields restrict the supply chain, pushing up food inflation at local markets. Losing 6 to 8% of the annual rainfall triggers a chain reaction of drought, widespread crop failure, and rising consumer prices that places immense pressure directly on the rural economy. Because this oceanic shift is already in motion, the focus must shift entirely to rapid, proactive defense on the ground. For agricultural producers, planting strategies have to adapt immediately. Farmers must transition away from standard seeds in favor of heat-resilient or short-duration crop varieties that require far less time and water to reach maturity. Surviving the dry spell also requires maximizing every remaining drop of soil moisture through strict field conservation techniques, specifically expanding the use of drip irrigation and heavy mulching. With extreme weather volatility guaranteed, securing a financial safety net is critical. Farmers are actively urged to enroll their upcoming harvests in insurance programs like the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana to protect themselves against catastrophic yield losses. Enduring an El Niño on a national scale demands that the entire agricultural sector stop optimizing for maximum yield and start optimizing for maximum resilience. Beyond the farmlands, the intense dry heat poses a direct physical threat to the population, sharply increasing the intensity and frequency of severe heat waves across north and central India. Medical guidelines dictate strict personal hydration protocols, drinking water, ORS, or electrolytes continuously, regardless of thirst. It is also vital to avoid outdoor exposure entirely during the peak solar hours of 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. This diagram shows two specific engineering adjustments you can deploy at home. First, painting rooftops with white reflective paint physically blocks solar energy from penetrating the ceiling. Second, Locking your air conditioning thermostat at 27 degrees Celsius while running a ceiling fan simulates a much cooler room, all while reducing the strain on the overloaded power grid. Navigating the extreme heat also requires maintaining constant situational awareness by strictly monitoring disaster advisories and real-time alerts issued by the India Meteorological Department. We are deeply tied to the global climate system. The physical and economic survival of an Indian citizen in 2026 relies entirely on adapting to the silent movement of warm water thousands of miles away.